Right, welcome back to the show, everyone. If you are watching us live for our live recording of the episode on social, say hi in the comments. If you're here in the live audience on Zoom, please say hello in the chat. We're so excited to all get to be together. Are we ready? Are we ready to have an epic week, an epic month, an epic year? Yeah, absolutely fired up and excited to come together today. And I want to do a little bit of laser mindset work here. And then we're going to have a special guest. The wonderful and amazing Jessica Beebe is going to be on and talking about her new best-selling book, which we are so excited and celebrating. So we're in this season, what we're working on still, right? And it's not going to change this month. It's not going to change next month. It's not going to probably change into the new year, is we are working on the power and the importance and the absolute necessity of visibility, right? We've been doing visibility accelerators. We're doing different visibility work. I don't know if I've ever made sports references on the show. And I want to talk about a story from recently in the sports world, because of how it applies to thought leadership. And then we're gonna talk to Jessica, and we're gonna talk about how this applies to her new book and what she's doing in thought leadership. Okay, so how many of you, did anyone follow or read anything about the huge comeback that happened in the baseball world? Okay, so I want to hear in the chat if you follow sports. Maybe you don't follow sports. I promise you, if you even loathe sports, this is going to be useful for you. Okay, because what we want to talk about is this incredible piece that was in, I think it first appeared. This is about the Guardians. Okay, the sports team is the Guardians, so you can look up their story. And I don't follow baseball at all. We're a football house. My son plays tackle. My husband played football. We're a football family. And with my whopping, but anyway, so the Guardians, right? The Guardians should not have been able to do what the Guardians did. The Guardians had a comeback. The Guardians had a victory that they should not have been able to do. And what I want to pull everyone to is this line in the article about this sports team. Okay, they're from Cleveland, right? And the sports team, Marcy Hannawald, who's one of our Thought Leader Academy clients, forwarded me this article. So I'm going to give Marcy credit for helping me find it. And in the end of the article about this miraculous walk-off and this miraculous comeback and this miraculous victory, you never have to care about the sports part, but just think about, you've got a team that should never, ever, ever have been able to do what they did. And they achieved a victory that should never have happened based on their skill, their ability, the media, everything else. And it said, but the Guardians did what they do best: ignore the external narrative and refuse to quit. Now, I'm going to be leading a live training the week of November 4th. I hope that you can all join us for this, because we are going to be, just like Jessica, you'll hear from her today with her new book, we are going to be talking about best-selling books, because we always use that as that's the foundation piece. That's your flag in the ground, whether it's your first or next book. It's your instant in under 1.9 seconds. That's how long it takes someone to see your book, your name, your expertise, and know you're the person who wrote the book on this contribution that you're making in your world, right? But the week of November 4th, we're going to be tackling something crucial to your success, not only this quarter, but in the coming year, which is going from a triple threat experience, right? War, election, economic contraction, all the threats external. What do we hear in the Guardian story? Ignore the external narrative. But I want to make this real for us. And then I'm going to show you how to become a triple power, to really stand in your power as a leader, your power as a visionary, your power as someone who's contributing to the world. And you are standing in your power as an author, speaker, expert. Okay, so even if you've done our other best-selling book boot camps, even if you've trained with us this year before, I'm going to encourage you to please come and train the week of November 4th, so we can talk about very specifically how to use your book, how to use your voice, how to find the people you're here to serve, and magnetize and monetize your mission so that you can rise yourself and bring everyone along with you. Okay, so that is what the lens that we're looking through. So team, if we can share here in the Zoom room with our live audience and on all the social platforms where all of you are watching, please share the link. It is free. It is my Thanksgiving gift to you. Okay. So we're going to be training together the week of the 4th. You can use it for a book or any other content that you're creating. And it's really important that we embody and stand in and ground in being a triple power this quarter, because whatever happens in the next 2.5 months before the end of the year is going to create your next year. You're creating your future right now. James Clear said, every choice we make is a vote for the person we're becoming. And so I want to make sure we're voting for the most powerful, the most impactful, the most abundant, the most successful, the most fulfilled, the most happy, the most healthy, the most joyful you and year that you have. Okay. So I want to just encourage everyone just to get that link as soon as the team shares it, and make sure that you get your free ticket to that event so that we can train together and rise as triple powers. When there's a triple threat world, we need people who are going to stand in their power. And that's why I'm really, really excited to bring forward. Yeah, Jill, we just need the link to the November bootcamp. All right. So November bootcamp link. So everyone can get a free ticket to that and come train with us on the 4th and learn how to take our attention off the threats in the world, the triple threats, and rise into the triple power that you came here to be. So the link is there. And then Jill, if you can post it on all the social platforms for everybody who is streaming in today. All right. I am so excited. Who wants to meet someone who's doing this right now? Not talking about it, not thinking about it, didn't leave it on the vision board for another year. An amazing leader, an amazing woman, an amazing friend, the incredible and amazing Thought Leader Academy graduate. Jessica Beebe is here with us. So Jessica, there you are. Hello, Jessica.
Hi, Sarah. It's Jessica Beebe. Nobody ever says it right.
Yes, I always cut off that last E. Jessica Beebe.
It doesn't matter how long someone knows me, they flip it around. Oh, it's just so funny.
Yes.
I don't mind.
You know, I'm leaving off syllables. Beebe is way more fun to say. Beebe. Okay, Jessica, listen. So you're a total badass. You've been coaching for a long time. You've built businesses. You've done sales and businesses. You're a mom. You're an athlete. You are a mindset guru. So many things. Tell us about the new book, why you wrote it, and what we need to know. Let's get into it.
Wow, I need to take you everywhere with me so you can introduce me. Hi, Sarah. Hi, everybody. I just want to thank you first and foremost, Sarah, for having the Thought Leader Academy, right? And providing this opportunity for people like myself and the rest of the people in your community to really bring their dreams to life, right? Bring their vision to life. And we all need support, right? Like, I think if I would have just kept trying to, like, I'll get to the book, I'll get on my own, I don't know if it would be launching tomorrow, right? But it is. And that's a big part to, yeah, working with a team who gives you some deadlines, who gives you some structure. And I worked with Mary on your team as my editor, and she was phenomenal. So I just need to say that first. Thank you. And I can't believe it. Book is coming out tomorrow.
How does it feel, Jessica? Because I know there's a lot of us here, you know, people that are watching, you're thinking about maybe doing a book, you put a book on your vision board, it's not maybe started yet or done yet. That's what the week of the 4th is for, right? We've got you, you're going to get it done. But Jessica, you're here. It's launch week. It's the eve of the book launch. I feel like, you know, this is your baby coming in the world. So tell everybody what the book is, and then we're going to share the link.
And I just looked over at my vision board. That's I was like, oh, look at it right there. It says published.
Yes.
But I will say, you guys, I'm about a year later than I thought I would be. And I just share that so that, I mean, my next book, I know how much faster I can go. I think there's a little perfectionism that, you know, you can get caught up in. And at the same time, it's okay if maybe you're 1 year, you know, later. Just don't give up, right? It's like what you were saying about the sports
Guardians.
You just keep going. The perfect timing is going to come together. I never stopped. I just kept making it better and better and better. Anyway, so my book is coming out tomorrow, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share it here. It's called The North Star Method, and the tagline is how vision can save you when goals fail you.
Oh, okay. Let's take a breath. I want us all to breathe. Like Elizabeth Gilbert, one of my other favorite authors, talked about like the work will save you. And she wrote a character in her book, The Signature of All Things, like that got saved by the work. And I will tell you right now that during the pandemic, when I could focus on serving others and doing the work, it was the biggest freaking gift. When I was going through 7 years of infertility and I was able to focus on serving others and do the work, like the work saved me. Like your vision saved you when your goals fail. Let's unpack this a little bit, Jessica, because sometimes people might associate or even conflate goals and vision. So tell us what the
Yes.
difference is between them and what you teach us in the book that's going to help the vision save us, even if we haven't met a particular goal in a time frame that we set.
Because actually, in the book, I make the distinction between goals and vision. And so many people end up being busy and burned out and overwhelmed. And that's typically because you are operating on a goal set mind, right? Like you're
Right.
goal driven versus vision driven.
Mm.
And goals are very finite, they're short term, and they're often not connected to the bigger picture. And that's really where people start to become like this overachiever, this high achiever, but not necessarily a high performer. And
Mhm.
so in this book, it's a combination of my 23 years of being an entrepreneur, building 4 companies, being a coach in multiple industries, and
Yeah.
having my own personal transformations. Really, it's kind of distilled into 3
Yeah.
steps. And when I say personal transformations, I mean in every area of life, like a kid who grew up in poverty, on public assistance, first person to graduate high school in my family, go on to college, do all these other things. And so from a young age, I really became like a student of how do people get out of situations and make this of themselves. And there were so many common denominators.
Mhm.
And so that's what this 3-step method is, a culmination of my own, my research, and then working with thousands of clients, like you said, over 20 years. And it's a fun book.
Because Jessica, as you all
Yes,
know, you can see Jessica Beebe is anything other than is nothing if not amazing, fun, and vibrant and passionate. So I really like this distinction. I want everyone to take this away today. Difference between goals and vision. And you think
yeah,
about the Guardians, the sports team, Jessica, because I think it's so perfect that it's the sports story today for you,
yes,
and how much we both love the physical breakthroughs that lead to the financial breakthroughs and the life breakthroughs and all the business breakthroughs. So I
yeah,
think that this idea of, the goal could be, I want to do this thing by this date. And like you said, but the vision will save us. Maybe you don't hit the goal by that date, but the vision of starting your family or writing a book or launching a new business or creating a legacy will sustain us and call us forth, right, in a greater way. And I love that there's a
absolutely.
3-step because like we're all have attention issues now. So it's like, give us 3 steps for how to
Yeah.
make this happen. And Jessica, what was like for you, because you didn't quit, right? You ignored the external narrative maybe of where the goal of I thought I was going to have my book done really fast and it took longer, but you didn't let it quit. Like, what is the vision you have for people once they read the book? What do you want to see happen?
Well, that's it right there. The reason I didn't give up is I didn't set myself to a goal. I had a vision and I've had it since I was younger, just like many of you who are in Thought Leader Academy, you knew you were going to be an author.
Yeah.
The way that you get there and when you get there is not important. It's the fact that if you've got a North Star, and
Mhm.
that is what this book is going to teach you how to have very clearly, you're
Mhm.
never going to get off path, even if you've got to make some turns here and there. In the book, I use the analogy of climbing a mountain,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of ways to get to the top, right? So really at its core, the North Star method empowers readers to really redefine their approach to quote unquote success. And so that it can apply to every area of your life, right? So it's transformative, especially for anyone who's kind of feeling overwhelmed, right, by
Yeah.
busy work, and you want really a sustainable way to succeed without sacrificing your health, without sacrificing your relationships, your personal values, right? It's like, how do I really get into this energy that pulls me forward versus me trying to push up the hill?
Yes.
And
Yes.
so that's really what this North Star method is all about. And success leaves clues everywhere, right? So
Yeah.
you're gonna hear some of this story in many successful people's readings and what they share. What I think is unique about my book is I always loved reading books that I could write and do exercises. And so it's a very hands-on book so that you can apply it and get immediate results. I have a couple really life-changing tools in there. And then I also have a separate workbook with it for people who really like to geek out.
You know, I always want the workbook to book. So
Yeah.
just make sure now, can we get it launches tomorrow? Can we get it now on pre-order or do we have to wait till tomorrow?
So we have already crushed it in pre-order, right? Like we've hit bestseller in pre-order. What we really need is everybody to purchase tomorrow. And I'm keeping it at 99 cents tomorrow. So that everybody can have like no reason, hopefully, not to get it. The link to the 99-cent, it is the Kindle version. However, if you don't have a Kindle, don't worry. I can send you the PDF and you can get it on your computer or on your phone.
Yeah, just drop the link so we can all get it because I want that and I want the workbook. Because what great timing, everybody, to think about as we start. Those of you in Thought Leader Academy, you know, we're going to
the new year, right, Sarah?
We're going to be planning for the new year. We're doing our 2025 planning now because great leaders do that in October. And then you manifest your fourth quarter becomes your next year. So Jessica, thank you for launching the book now and not waiting till January because we want to know our North Star. We want to know our North Star and we want to know to separate our goals from vision. Not that we don't want to set goals. I'm a huge fan of goals, but we want to have our goals serve the vision. And there was
goals come after the vision, you guys.
Right. Vision. Michael Beckwith, who's a leader that I love, right, from the movie The Secret, and he's written many books and founder of Agape in LA. He and I got to hang out before for a few times, and he would talk all the time about, you know, pain will push until vision pulls. And I feel like that's what you are doing in this book. So I want everybody, you've got the Amazon link there. Get Jessica's book tomorrow if you want to get it for just 99 cents, which is so cool. And those of you launching books, think about the strategy, right? This Jessica's modeling, you know, these different ways. She's already hit bestseller in pre-launch, which is
good. I'm looking for that bestseller tomorrow, of course, but I get to celebrate that win.
You already got it. Now it's going to be extra.
I dropped my email in here for anybody who knows they're going to grab the book tomorrow. Send me a screenshot. I'm doing like 4 different raffles for anybody who gets the 99-cent version. We're having a big launch party and we've got awesome gifts like Amazon gift cards, the workbook, the signed copies of the book, all kinds of stuff.
Awesome,
and
Jessica.
so thank you so much, Sarah. I really appreciate it.
Well, we are wishing you like the most wildly successful, amazing launch month. I know it already has happened. I mean, now it's just all like, who wants to be this? If you're watching and you haven't launched your next book or your first book yet, who wants to be already a bestseller during pre-order? Okay. I want to hear pre-order in the chat. If you're like, I would like to already be where Jessica is. I'm already a bestseller. Now you just enjoy the party. So Jessica, I know you have a hugely busy day getting ready for the launch tomorrow.
Thank you.
We'll be getting the book tomorrow. I can't wait to get the book and the workbook. I'm so grateful to have the honor of working with you. I know Mary loved working with you to bring this book
thank you guys
You're
so
badass.
much. I just want to say to all of you out there who are in the middle of, like, I remember like listening on Sarah's, you know, one of these meetings, you know, where I was just starting and I'm like, oh my God, am I ever going to get there? But just keep writing. And I want to be one of the first to purchase your book. So please, you know, keep going and you're in great hands here with Sarah and her community. Thank you, Sarah. Best of luck to everybody.
Congratulations.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
So exciting, you guys. If you're tracking along with the series that we're in right now, is becoming a triple power. Okay, we're going from triple threat, war, election, economy. We are taking our attention, like the Guardian sports team showed us, we are taking attention off the external narrative. We are going to ignore, for the most part, the external narrative, and we are going to rise as a triple power. What is the triple power? Author, speaker, expert. Jessica is a triple power. She's like, I got to do the book. I got to get the book as my third, you know, part of that triple power. When you do that, people know you're the expert. They can hear your voice and get transformed, and then they can do the deeper transformational work you offer through your coaching, your consulting, your teaching, your workshops, your retreats, your courses, whatever it is that you are putting your business behind your book. Okay, so that's the series we're in, and we're going to train on that the week of November 4th. Just if you can keep sharing the link there, and we will train specifically this round on what it's going to take to create massive impact and massive revenue in 2025, starting with your first or next book. Okay. We're going to talk about the triple power. What I want to bring us back to for this launch, I wanted you to see an author in action, someone who is sitting here just like many of you going, oh, I'm at the beginning of this, or it's early on, or I have a book, but it didn't do the things I wanted it to do. Or I want to do it differently this time. This is what we're in the season of. Okay. And it starts with ignoring the external narrative and staying in action. That's why I loved watching the Olympics. That's why I love these things where you can watch incredible athletes dig deep to a place that they didn't know they had in you. What's powerful about ignoring the external narrative? You're no longer limited by it. So I want you to identify what is an external narrative that has been oppressing you, that has been limiting you. What story are you running about yourself, your work, and the world, about money, about life, about your age, about your background, around your health, around what is the story that you've been running that you are now going to ignore, like the Cleveland Guardians, and you're going to rise to a triple power anyway. Here's the wild part. Whatever story we run is the story we will live. I've written about that in books many times. The story we're running, conscious and subconscious, is the story we will live. The story is actually more powerful than the conditions, than your capabilities, than your skills, than the world. The story will win. If you haven't heard me talk about this before, there was a really horrible sounding experiment done, I believe in the 60s. And they had two groups, and they told people in one group, hey, we're going to the tip of a lit cigarette, just for a second, it won't be really bad burn. We're going to put this on your skin, and we're testing. They made up some story, like they were testing skin products or something. And we're going to put the tip of this cigarette and sort of see how your skin reacts to the fire. And I don't know who signed up for this study. It just sounds like unbelievable. And then they took another group in the room and said, we're just going to take the tip of a pencil, like a pencil eraser, and we're going to rub it on your arm for a couple seconds, and we're going to test a reaction to the rubber. And I'm paraphrasing the study because it's been a while since I looked at it, but the bottom line is that, and they took away people's other senses, meaning you couldn't like smell the smoke or whatever it is. And essentially they put the cigarette on two groups, not just one group. And the group that was told they were going to have the cigarette on their skin, understandably, the skin got red and irritated and, reacted because it's fire. And the group that they told, they're blindfolded and sense smell, the group that they told it was the pencil eraser on their skin did not burn. The story created the experience even at the cellular level, just like the incredible work that you've all seen by now, I'm sure, Messages from Water. The story that you put on the front of the water, if it says, I hate you, you're stupid, you're nothing, the water broke into very chaotic, dysfunctional molecules. The water that they put the story of, I love you, you're special, you're beautiful, you're smart, you're talented, you're adored, you're whole, you're healthy, formed the most gorgeous crystals. You can look it up online and see this. The story will determine the results. The story wins. And so what I want to ask you is, what is the story that you get to now ignore starting today so that you can rise as a triple power? This is your homework before November 4th, where we're going to train on all the strategy and the more nuanced mindset and all the other things. What is the external story or internal story, for that matter, that you are now going to ignore and produce a miracle in your life and in the lives of others? Because when you demonstrate a miracle, what happens to everyone that watches that happen? They rise, right? Everybody wins when you demonstrate the miracle. And then I'm going to cap this off. I was meeting with someone who's an incredibly intuitive, powerful channel. And he said to me, this was before the Guardian story, before I mentioned anything about, I didn't mention anything about anything. And he said, I just knew I had to call you today and share this Neville Goddard quote that I'm sure you know. And Neville Goddard said decades ago, the new story is the true story. So whatever story you're going to choose this week, I want you to choose the one that is going to empower you, that's going to rise you, and that is going to send you into one of the people that, while everyone else races to the bottom, we're going to work the week of November 4th on rising up, rising to the top and bringing everybody with us. Okay. This is what the world needs right now. It needs leaders who are not going to join in the fear and join in the threat conversation. We're going to join in the power conversation, the power, authentic power where everyone wins, the authentic power that is power giving, that is empowering to us and others. So your homework this week to get ready for the 4th is to identify any internal or external story that is limiting you, that is not serving you, that is not in alignment with where you're called to go. When you're really honest with your soul and your true greatness, where you are called to go, I want you to identify an internal or external story that you are going to break up with. You're going to have a breakup conversation. You're going to take it out to dinner for a coffee and say, it is you. It's not me. And I am ending this relationship. I wish you all the best, but you are no longer allowed to have residence in me and around me. And then you're going to choose the story that is in alignment with who you're really here to be. And you're going to bring that story to our training in 2 weeks on November 4th. Okay. So can we agree to that? We're going to break up with the external story. Our work is to ignore the internal limiting story, because the story we run is the story we'll live. And we're going to choose a new story and we're going to run that story. Where are we running it? Through our mind, through our nervous system, through our body. We're affirming. You don't even have to believe in the new story. You just have to start running it and putting your attention on it. That's the work we're going to do. That's the preparation work to rise. And I have a gift for you guys, because I love to give gifts and give presents. If you want to get started in more nuanced ways to unpack this whole triple threat to triple power, and you want to really stake a claim to join the top 1% of thought leaders this year, then we have a new resource for you. So Jill, if you want to share that here, and if you can share it with everybody on social, just message the word triple in the comments and we'll send you, it's completely free. And it's just a little workbook that's going to get you started so that you have something really to work on and start to put our attention. The problem is our mind wants to put our attention, because of the negativity bias, on the old story. And so I created a framework for us to put our attention on the new story. Okay. Putting our attention on the new story, on our power, our authentic power, our universe power, our divinely given power, so that we can show up for people. No one needs another person to join in the commiseration. No one needs that right now. We deserve better. You deserve better, and the people you're here to serve deserve better. So team, if you can please share that. If you're on social, then put in the comments or DM us, just DM me the word triple, and then we'll send you that. Those of you in the Zoom live audience, you've got it right here. We're going to be like the Cleveland Guardians, and we're going to ignore the external story, and we're going to go make magic happen. All right. I will see you guys next week.